Hey, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Bull City Hangout 521. I'm Pat Murray. I publish the 𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗟𝗧, that's Durham's online community paper, which I invite you to check out at 𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗟𝗧.com. Now, with Bull City Hangout, I tell you what's happening today in Durham. Now, I do invite you to click on that link on the 𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗟𝗧 Facebook page to join me on camera, to say hello, shoot the breeze, share information, promote yourself, whatever. So I would love that. And I would also love it if you would share this out. That way more people here in Durham can find out what is happening. So let's start out with the word page. That's the government and nonprofit information page. There's some really good programs and services being offered by local nonprofits, the city, the county, the state. So just go up and down the page, see what pertains to you, and don't be afraid to sign up. That's what they're there for. Okay, let me tell you about some city vacancies, because you might want to either kick off a political career or maybe just lend your special knowledge to these commissions or committees to help the general population, so to speak. So with tomorrow being Wednesday, that means that is the last day that you can let them know that you'd like to join either the Durham Affordable Housing Implementation Committee, the Durham Bicycle and Pedestrian Advisory Commission, or the Durham Workers' Rights Commission. So if you're interested in any of those, I do have a link right there that you can click on to see what's expected of you in terms of meetings, et cetera, et cetera. And then you can go ahead and put in your application to join one of these committees, and let's see what happens. Let me know if you get chosen. The Durham County Libraries are open until 8, except for Bragtown. Bragtown is open until 6. And then tomorrow they reopen at 9:30, and Bragtown reopens at 10. And let's see what's happening at the Durham Tech Small Business Center, which is downtown, by the way. It used to be on campus of Durham Tech, but now it's downtown. You can take classes there. They're totally free. They have seminars that are free. They also have classes where you can take these one-off classes online. These classes that I'm talking about that are online, they're being offered across the state by various community colleges, including Durham Tech. So let's just see what's on the docket. So I think the next in-person, I haven't found it yet, but I think the next in-person class is going to be Fridays, usually on Fridays. Let's see. I think I went past it. Wait a minute. Here we are. Yeah, the next class is going to be Friday, business taxes from 11 until 1. Okay, so I'm letting you know about that. But let me see what is happening today online where you can take these free virtual classes. Here's one. Okay, so from 2 until 3:30 this afternoon, a free class online, leveraging AI for small business marketing. And AI, of course, is artificial intelligence. It's quite the rage right now. Learn all about it by taking this one-off class. The link is right there on the Word page. Go to 𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗟𝗧.com and scroll down until you see Durham Tech. Okay, here's another class from 6 until 8, creating a content calendar. I think that refers to figuring out, if you have Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, whatever, figuring out what you're going to run and when you're going to run it to keep your name out there so that people can discover you, etc. Here's another class from 6 until 8, how to build an email marketing database for your business. A lot of people are realizing the magic of marketing via email. So learn all about that. And here's one that's happening tomorrow early afternoon, just to let you know so you can sign up in advance. Online seller for the small business owner. So you can definitely learn about that as well. Okay, and now let's see what's happening with SCORE. SCORE also has free webinars. And like the webinars that I mentioned, these online webinars are live. I need to really emphasize that because there's a big difference between watching a pre-recorded video and having the teacher right there making the presentation and answering your questions. So there's that. So let's see what's happening with SCORE. By the way, SCORE stands for Service Corps of Retired Executives. So you can get a free mentor. I'm saying free, that sounds kind of weird. You can get a mentor and not have to pay. You can meet with these mentors. Their office is downtown again. They have moved back to Durham from Chapel Hill. They were in Durham when I first started the 𝗕𝗓𝗟𝗧, and they moved to Chapel Hill, and now they're back, which is wonderful. So you can meet them on in person, online, over the phone, whatever. Your mentor can really give you some great coaching. And ideally, if you find one who is in your same line of business, that's even better. Anyway, let's see what they have scheduled. Let's see. Okay, tomorrow at 1 o'clock, they're going to have a live webinar, Google Analytics for Small Businesses, How to Improve Your Website Traffic. I think we could all use that. That's going to be tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Definitely check that one out for sure. Okay, and let's see. Senior pharmacists, they're actually located inside the Durham Center for Senior Life, right there to the left. If you're used to coming in for activities, the Durham Center for Senior Life, which, by the way, is 406 Bixby Avenue, you're probably used to going to your right because you're heading down the stairs into the elevator to the lower commons where most of the activities are. They also have, of course, they've got the computers and the other things over to the right. But if you go to the left, you can actually visit senior pharmacists. They do medication reviews, for example. They've helped me with my aunt. They can tell you if your medications and over-the-counter remedies are clashing with each other, because that happens sometimes. They don't mean for it to happen, but it does happen. They also help with Medicare. They help to navigate Medicare. They help you to sign up at the end of the year when you do your Medicare Part D, and you try to figure out who's carrying your medications and get those discounts. So they're going to have a series, they've been having a series of Medicare basics, seminars that can help you figure out what Medicare is all about and how to sign up for it. So for the most part, these in-person workshops are held at the Durham Center for Senior Life. A couple a month are held online because not everybody can make it downtown. So today, with it being the 21st, at 6 o'clock, there's going to be an in-person Medicare Basics seminar at the Durham Center for Senior Life. So you can sign up. I've got the link right there. All you have to do is to click on it and sign up and then attend the free Medicare Basics at 6 o'clock, hosted by senior pharmacists, held at the Durham Center for Senior Life, which is downtown. All righty. Let's see, let us go to the health page. It's called To Your Health, where I have still got your COVID numbers if you're still interested. COVID has not left us, unfortunately, but we need to protect ourselves. Okay, let's see. Oh, the American Red Cross. Now there's a lot of stuff on this page, a lot of information, but I'm going to invite you to check it out for yourself. In the meantime, let me just tell you about the next blood drive being held by the American Red Cross. So today, they're at the airport, Delta Airlines at RDU Airport. I have a feeling this is probably more for the employees who would like to help save lives by donating blood. I can't really imagine people rushing to catch their plane or people who are deplaning and trying to get home stopping off to donate blood. So I think it's probably for staff of RDU. So if you work at RDU, or if you know someone who works at RDU, then let them know that over there by Delta, it says look for the bus, so I assume it's going to be, I'm not going to assume where it is, but if you work at RDU, you can probably find out pretty easily by asking someone at Delta. So this is going to be until 4 o'clock today. All righty. And then tomorrow, they'll have a crew over at the Duke North Pavilion Lecture Hall. And I guess this could be, again, for all Durhamites, but I suspect that this is better for people who work for Duke or who go to Duke, et cetera, because, parking is not very easy to come by on campus. So this is probably more for the Duke community. So if you happen to work at Duke, somebody who works over there, let them know that they can go to 2400 Pratt Street tomorrow between 11:30 and 4:30 and help to save lives. Now let's see about blood connection, because they do the same thing. They collect blood donations and they save lives as well. So let's see what's going on with the blood connection. So today's the 20th. So nothing today, but tomorrow they'll have a crew over at the Durham County Courthouse, downtown, 510 South Dillard Street, 10:30 until 1:30. And it says here, look for the bus, because sometimes they have their big bus out there, their mobile unit. So check that out. That's going to be tomorrow, downtown at the courthouse. Look for the bus, the one on Dillard Street, the new courthouse, the newest courthouse. And I know we have 3 downtown. So anyway, the newest of the courthouses. Okay, let's see. Oh, just want to let you know that Roxanne Davenport, she has an epilepsy information YouTube channel called Seizure the Day. She just put out a new show, I think yesterday, it was live yesterday, an interview. Basically what Roxanne does, she interviews people with epilepsy to inform the rest of us what it's all about and how to help if someone has a seizure. She does advocacy. She does a lot. Advocacy. She does so much. So just go ahead and see if you're interested in epilepsy. See if you can just go ahead and subscribe to the Seizure the Day. And you can see how it's spelled by going to the health page on the Durham Skywriter. So definitely check that out, because the new show was just released yesterday on YouTube. Okay, let's see. Oh, it's Tuesday. Help is open. The Health Equipment Loan Program. They're open right now. So basically, this is a Durham County program. It's run by Project Access. And basically, they accept donations of wheelchairs and canes and self-transport and self-care items like that. And then they clean them up, repairs necessary. And then they loan them out to people who need them, 90 days at a time. No strings attached. It's great for people who don't have a lot of money. So they're located at 4206 North Roxborough Street, Suite 100. They're not too far from the Cookout, which is across the street. And they're open 2 days a week. So they're open on Tuesdays from 10 until 2. Then they're open on Fridays from 1 until 5. All right. And I have a little video right here on the health page so that you can click on it and watch Amy, who's no longer there. I probably do need to go there and make a new video, but she does explain what they're all about. All righty. Let's go to, health events. Okay, let's go to the top of the page, click on that big blue button that takes us to the support group page, and let's see who is meeting today, with it being the 21st. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to mention these in case you already have the link, because you attended before. Maybe you forgot that the long-term care community support group, they're meeting right now virtually, and the mind-body approaches to coping with cancer, they're meeting right now. So if you already have the link, you can hop over there if you forgot. Now, the African American Dementia Caregiver Support Group, that's a virtual meeting. I know it's a long name, but that's going to be held this evening at 7. It's run by Duke. Basically, it's for people who are caring for someone with Alzheimer's or dementia. You can get some great tips. You can share your tips. You can get resources and information. These are great free meetings. And then you can go ahead and contact Tiffany Summers. I've got the information, the email, the phone number, so you can get that Zoom link. Now, and here's another meeting. This is also virtual. Parenting with Cancer Support Group, they're also meeting. This is also run by Duke. The meeting is going to be held virtually from 7:30 until 8:30. It's obviously for parents, guardians, and caregivers of children and teens with cancer. It's a tough situation. You can get some tips and some resources and support by attending this meeting online, like I said, 7:30 until 8:30. And if I didn't mention it before, it's run by the Duke Cancer Patient Support Program. Now, tomorrow, the Duke Dementia Morning Care Partner Support Group will be meeting in person at the Greystone Church, 2601 Hillsborough Road, and that's going to be tomorrow at 10:30. And again, it's for people caring for loved ones with dementia, Alzheimer's. If you can get away and get to Greystone Church at 10:30, then thumbs up. If you can't, they have meetings, like I just mentioned, that are virtual. If you can't slip out to this meeting. So that's going to be tomorrow, 10:30 at Greystone Church. All righty, let's see what else is happening. I think that's it. That is it. Let's go to the Senior Scope page and let's see what's happening at the Durham Center for Senior Life. I told you already about Senior Pharmacists Medicare Basics Seminar, which is going to be tonight, 6 o'clock at the Durham Center for Senior Life. And let's see what else is happening. Let's see. Today's what? Tuesday? Okay, so this afternoon, they're going to have a quilt making. That's going to be from 1 until 3. A great way to honor people by using maybe fabrics from maybe the clothing they used to wear, or you can just be really creative. So if you want to learn how to, and there's modern ways of making quilts. I shouldn't say modern. How can I put this? Quilts, a lot of people say, oh, it's old-fashioned. But I've seen really vibrant, fun quilts. They don't always have to be sentimental. I've seen some really funny quilts as well. So just check it out. It's going to be in the exercise room this afternoon from 1 until 3. Now, the Arthritis Foundation, they're going to host an exercise program. We all probably could use some more exercise. That's going to be from 2:15 until 3:15. That's going to be in the exercise room. Now, how could we have the same? This must be a big exercise room. 2 events. Anyway, you can call and register. And that's going to be, oh, speaking of Roxanne, there she is. Roxanne, I'll bring you on right after the weather. I was just talking about your show that you had yesterday. But anyway, let me continue, and I'll bring on Roxanne in just a second. Now, tomorrow, you can find out about benefits that maybe someone in the military in your family has already earned, but maybe you didn't know about these benefits. So Durham County Veteran Services, that's from 9 until 1. Give them a call. That's the Durham Center for Senior Life, 919-688-8247. And then see if you can register for this, because it's really important. It's really imperative. If you or another family member has military benefits going unclaimed, that's kind of a big deal. That could be housing, that could be education, that could be health. That's something you need to look into. So if they're all filled up, they do this at least twice a week. So if you missed out on tomorrow, that's okay. Just see if you can set the date for a later date and check out those benefits. Also tomorrow, actividades en español. If you know someone who speaks Spanish, who's an elder, they might want to have fun talking with people in Spanish. That might be fun. It's going to be tomorrow, 10:30 until 1. They have all these different activities. Believe it or not, they have juggling. 12:15 tomorrow, juggling. They call it juggling therapy. Who knew? That's going to be really fun. So that should be really cool. All these things are free, by the way. Then they have Spanish class at 1 o'clock tomorrow. Now let me look at the special events. Let me scroll down. Let's see. Today's the 21st. Let's see. Oh, this is happening in a few minutes. The monthly member check-in. That starts at 12:30. You can bring your own lunch if you like. But basically, this is where you get to meet with the staff of the Durham Center for Senior Life. You can let them know how you feel about the programming. Maybe something's missing. Maybe you have an idea for a class or an activity. Because I can imagine, I don't think that juggling just came out of the blue. I'm sure somebody suggested that, because that sounds so funny. So if you have suggestions like that, this is where you make these suggestions. If Roxanne, if she lived in Durham, she would probably be there asking them to hold a class on what to do for seizures. Maybe somebody should do that. I should look into that. So that's going to be today at 12:30. Now, tomorrow they'll be celebrating May birthdays. So if you're celebrating a birthday in May, call, let them know that you want to be there at 12:30 and celebrate your May birthday. Now, on Friday, they're going to have a Memorial Day party. So you definitely want to register for that. So that's going to be held from 1 until 2:30 in the lower commons and outside on the lawn. They've got a beautiful lawn, by the way. You know that. They're going to have a light lunch. They're going to have lawn games and music. So go ahead and register at extension 110 for that. Okay, and let's hurriedly go over to the Let's Go page, the calendar of events page, and let's see what's on the calendar. And then we'll bring Roxanne on and talk about seizure the day. Let's see. Ooh, okay, you've got 5 minutes to get over to the New Visions of Africa restaurant. I don't want to put that kind of pressure on you. They'll be there for a couple of hours. But New Visions of Africa restaurant, 1306 Fayetteville Street. Today is the day that they give away groceries. They do this on Tuesdays at 12:30 while supplies last. If you're on the bus, hop on the 5 or the 5K bus. If you're driving, go around and park in the W.D. Hill parking lot. W.D. Hill Recreation Center is right next door. Use their lot. Park in the top lot if at all possible. You do not want to navigate those steep stairs going to the lower lot. Also, if you have a roller cart thing, bring that, because sometimes they almost give away too much food. I'm just saying. Okay, and then from 3 until 6, they'll be giving away actual meals. Not everybody's living in a situation where they can cook. So if you're hungry, you're in need, go ahead and stop by and they'll hand you something you can eat right there, sitting at one of their picnic tables, watching the traffic go by and the kiddies play and all that sort of thing, or you can just take it home. Now let's see what else is happening. The Boxyard Run Club is headed off by the RTP Uncorked. They run for about 3 miles through Research Triangle Park from 5:30 until 6:30. So try to get there before 5:30 and meet over by Leroy's Tacos. The Black and Brown Ballet class is being held from 6:30 until 8. There's a $10 fee, and this is for people who are at least age 12 plus, who are beginning and intermediate ballet dancers. So they start out with the stretches and whatnot, and then they get into the ballet techniques. The Tuesday Blues Jam is from 7 until 10 at the Blue Note Grill, and that is where you get to go listen to some blues for free. You can hop on stage, sign up first, and then hop on stage and join them and just have a good time dancing and just enjoying the blues. And of course, it's a restaurant, so they would really appreciate it if you would, order a little something. Oh, I think Roxanne left me a little message. Let's see what it is. Axe throwing? Where is that? Oh, actually, there is an axe throwing place downtown. I guess that's what you're referring to. You probably saw it on I don't know where you saw it. Anyway, but they do have axe throwing. Okay, let me continue. That's on Ahanu. He hosts Eloquent Soul open mic night at Missy Lane's Assembly Room, 310 East Main Street. And so that's going to be from 7:30 until 9:30. There is a $10 ticket. It's free if you're a member. And basically, each performer gets 5 minutes to recite up to 2 poems, or you can perform one song. They actually have musicians there led by Joe Holloway. So that's going to be from 7:30 until 9:30 tonight. Now let's see what's happening tomorrow real quick. The Bragtown Branch Library, 3200 Dearborn Drive. They're going to host children's story time from 10:30 until 11 for little ones up to 5 years old. That should be really cute. Bell Yeager Free Will Baptist Church, 128 East Cornwallis Road. They're going to have their weekly food giveaway for people in need. They start at 10 and they go until noon, but people start lining up sometimes at 8 o'clock. So if you are in need, get there early. Catholic Charities runs the Durham Community Food Pantry, another food giveaway. So that's going to be tomorrow in the Lakewood Shopping Center. Of course, that's 2020 Chapel Hill Road, in between the new Lincoln Community Health Center and the Scrap Exchange. So go in. It's from 10 until 1, and you talk to a social worker. Get some groceries. Let them know that you have any restrictions, like no pork or whatever. They have people there who speak Spanish, and there's one lady there who speaks French. And basically, you can tell them what else you need. People are always making donations to Catholic Charities. So maybe if your child needs a jacket or shoes or whatever, let them know. They might have it out back. You never know what they have. They never know what they have. All right, I think that's it. Oh, one more thing. The modern jazz sounds of 𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗟 featured at Boxyard RTP tomorrow. That's at 900 Park Offices Drive off Highway 54. It's a free outdoor event, and it will be from noon until 2 tomorrow. All right, let me grab my phone here and let's look at the forecast. 78 perfect degrees. The sun is out. Sunny day. The high is going to be 83 gorgeous degrees. This is fantastic. It feels like summer. It looks like summer, and I'm here for it. Now, tomorrow it's going to be 87. That's even better. Oh, it's going to be partly sunny, but that's okay. It's going to be partly sunny, 87 degrees. Can't beat it. And then it looks like Thursday is going to be even hotter, 88. Totally loving it. Totally loving it. So share this out so that more people can know what's happening. And let's bring on Roxanne and let's see what is happening. 1 second here. Here we go. Roxanne, what's new?
Well, I was laughing about the axe. I put axe throwing for the other games that they could play with the juggling.
I don't know if they want to throw axes.
That's why I said laugh out loud.
But you know what? We do have an axe throwing place here in Durham. But I wonder if they're real. I have no idea. They can't be real, can they?
Well, they have one in Lexington.
Okay, do they have real are they real axes?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
I don't know about that either.
I would watch that from a distance.
I know.
Because I've seen people mess up trying to throw a baseball.
Yeah, and they drop it behind them. You wouldn't even want to get that close behind them.
Yeah, I'm going to leave that alone. I didn't get to watch your show yet, but you
had on tonight.
Huh?
It's on tonight.
I thought
the 21st.
I thought you just okay. Oh, it's tonight. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll change the wording in the Skywriter on the health page because I said you just released a new one.
It's on tonight. Yep.
Okay. Excellent. What time?
7.
Okay. And who's your guest going to be?
John Bramblett.
Okay.
He has epilepsy. He started having it when he was 2. Then he got Lyme disease, and he started losing his vision after that. And so he could tell what colors were and all of that and writing before he lost his vision. So, but being blind, he's able to paint by feeling, the difference in the colors of the paint. He could feel it. And also he says he could see light even through see color, even being blind. And you know how I said people can see it with different music, different keys being played. Well, he can see it. I'll have to ask him more about it with him.
Ooh, I sure hope he shows some of his paintings.
Oh, I've got them. From online. I'm gonna show them to him. Well, I'm gonna tell him what they are and have him explain them.
That is wild.
It is so amazing. I mean, let's see. Do you have where I could share the screen and
Yeah,
maybe
I
show
have.
you one?
Yeah, I think from where you're sitting, if you look down, I think you will see. Let me click on it myself.
Under
I think you have something called
present or
present.
set?
Yeah, present and then share screen.
Okay.
Let's
Let
see
me
if
get
that
one
works.
up here because they're just
Wow.
so amazing. Let's see. I wish I could show you. Let's see if I can show you one he did with Ray Charles.
Ooh,
Of Ray Charles.
wow.
Or if I could find it.
Yeah, go ahead. While you're looking, people might say, what does her shirt say? It says McKinley Park, Chicago Park District, Day Camp. I'm wearing an old shirt, very old. I've been here 20 years, so you can imagine this shirt's pretty old.
Well, let's see. Let me pull up another one. But he has some that are they show here it is. Okay.
Okay,
I've got it.
let me just see this.
I've got it. Let's see how I can do this. Okay. So present.
And then when I see it, then I'll click on it.
Well, no, don't want that. Let's see.
It's not working?
Well,
clicking
share screen, but I don't think I have it. Let's see with.
Because you have to share screen, and then I think you have a choice of sharing the tab or something like that.
Okay.
Like that.
I've got, let's see, a video.
That can work too. As long as you know how to share it. When I see it, I'll click on it.
Oh, well, this will have Ray Charles in it.
Okay.
This.
Oh, okay.
I'll pull him up there.
Okay, me click.
Can you see that?
Oh, there it is. Wait, a blind person did that?
Yes. Yes. Let me make it a little big. Can you see the piano keys and the glasses?
Yeah. What the heck?
Is that not amazing? And his hands on the keys.
How is this possible?
The keyboards. It just amazes me how you can tell the difference in the paint and what color. And I have a picture of him, doing it, but I'm gonna have him explain exactly how.
Okay.
And then there's this one. Well, let me take off Ray Charles.
Looks like Prince.
And then, yeah, it was Prince.
What?
See that? And he has him and his glasses, like looking at the road, I think.
That is wild.
Where is that not wild? That's on the side of the building that they asked him to paint on. That one is.
Whoa.
Yes. And then
which
Texas.
town?
Texas. He's from Texas.
Oh, he's in Texas. Okay.
I mean, look at that.
Golly, what the heck?
I guess she's just talking to somebody.
And look at the reflection in the glass.
Well, no, maybe she's watching Prince. That's a symbol for Prince, right?
Oh.
Maybe she's singing.
Actually, that symbol looks like an Ankh symbol, though. I'm not sure, but I see the reflection of somebody in her.
Yeah.
In her glasses. It looks kind of like in a way, it kind of looks like Count Basie, but I don't know. Probably isn't Count Basie.
And then I'm going to ask him about this one, if that's him.
Ooh.
Wow.
Like in jail, but in your eye.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm going to ask him about that one.
That's disturbing, but it's really good.
I know. And this is a picture of
wow.
I didn't delete that one. Down there it is. Okay, and this is the picture he drew of himself.
Wow. Wonder how he does that.
I have been following him. How do I get out now?
Oh, I can just click on it.
Okay.
Okay. Wow.
Well, I don't see you.
What happened? It's just.
There we go. There we go.
Oh, okay.
I know.
How'd you find him? How'd you meet him?
Remember when it was that old Google, what were they called? Google had it where you could be in different groups or multiple.
Oh, I missed that. I missed that so much. Google groups or something.
I don't remember.
It was Google Plus. It was Google Plus. Remember?
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
I loved
it too. I loved it too. Loved it too. And met so many people. And read up. I mean, saw him and followed him. Started following him, and then on Facebook, and he is just amazing.
Wow. So he's like, famous, right?
He's well known. He's got. I told him when I was reading more on him before the show, he has a picture in the Louvre.
The Louvre in Paris?
Yeah. And he had a person leave him a message about, thanks to him, they have an area just for blind people that can walk through and touch all the art.
Cool.
Yes, it is.
Love that.
And then, in Australia, he's been there. That Coliseum, whatever, with the curb,
Oh, isn't it the Sydney Opera House or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
he had a showing there, and he's traveled a lot of places. He even drew a picture for I'm gonna show it tonight, but he asked him to paint a picture of him. So
like on commission or whatever.
An artist. Actor did.
Okay, so they commissioned him to do something. That's hip.
Yeah.
So actually, this is the kind of artist that, like, probably a lot of famous people would want their portraits done.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool.
That is.
And he's going to be on your show.
I know. I asked him, and he's not on his regular Facebook page a lot because he has a bar art area, two separate areas where he puts, if you want to try to paint like him, you can wear a mask over your eyes and try to paint something.
But you don't have the talent of seeing the colors, though.
I know. So no telling what we'd paint, But yeah, he does that.
I probably missed the paper completely.
They better have good tables that'll wipe down good.
Oh, sure.
Get rid of the color of it, but the paint off of it. But I'm no telling how long I'll talk to him.
Well, the cool thing about the internet is that you're, as opposed to broadcast TV and radio, you can take as much time as you will please.
Yeah. And one of my friends that's a doctor that has shows online too on his own page. He does it on Zoom, but he keeps in touch with me whenever I have a show. I ask him if he wants to post it on his page, his web page. And he was amazed with him too. And he's going to be free tonight. And he'll probably come on too and ask all these questions and talk his head off too.
Nice. So it's going to be 7:00 tonight. 7:00. the day. And just writing this down. Seizure the day. Yes. So,
Yeah,
folks,
you'll find it on
you need to watch.
YouTube.
Yeah, you probably want to see this show for sure. 7 o'clock on
Mhm.
YouTube. Seizure of the day. This sounds pretty wild.
It does. It does. And yeah, I'm going to show a lot of his pictures too while he talks, and I'll be asking questions. So you might not see a lot of me. And he wrote a book. So at the end, I
Okay.
put down where you could find the book.
Do you know the name of the book offhand?
Oh, shoot,
Well,
it just
no
left my
pressure.
mind.
No pressure. We'll just have to watch the show and find out. Be sure to
I
put
know
the.
it's something in Mystery of Darkness.
Okay.
Something like that. But there's a main heading. Different view, Mystery of Darkness, something like that.
If it's available on Amazon, you
Yeah.
definitely put the link on there too.
I did.
In your note. Oh, good. So everybody can get that book.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Well, congrats on in advance.
You'd have to visit Garland, Texas, because
I've
they
heard
have
of Texas. I've heard
he
of
lives near Dallas.
Okay.
And he has painted probably the outside of every building in that town.
Wow.
Because they ask him to.
Mm-hmm.
And then
we have a I guess you could call it a shopping center, a University Hill here in Durham, and the outsides of the buildings have gigantic murals of famous people who are related in some kind of way to Durham.
Oh, okay.
And it's really hip. It is really hip. They've got musicians and fashion designers and I don't even know. I mean, it's the hippest thing, and the colors are just so vibrant. They're like giant murals.
They are. And he says he has to come out in the daytime to paint if people want to watch him. But he says I could do it in the dark.
I guess so.
And he laughs. I mean, that was a funny saying that I caught from him.
That is cute, though. It wouldn't do us much good, but it wouldn't bother him, would it?
No, right.
That's hilarious.
It is.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you're having quite the run with Seizure the Day. I mean, you're really meeting up with some really fabulously interesting people. You're talking to people from England and all these different places.
Yeah. It's amazing the difference in England than what it is here. Them being able to pick out your own occupation. Yeah. Wow. Due to your I guess your level of IQ or something like that. They pick out your occupation.
Wow, that's nice. That's nice. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you get to work or you volunteer for a while to see if you know how good you would be able to do that job. Then
it's kind of like an internship, sort of like.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
I actually think that's a good idea if you can afford to do it. Not everybody can afford to intern because they need the money right away. But
they have a place to stay.
That's cool. I think it's a good idea.
Yeah,
it's a good idea.
But then I talked to somebody else from England who wrote music after he had his seizures.
Okay.
They tried to get him to do something else, and he fought and said, "No, music is
the music."
So he finally,
sometimes you know, and other people don't know, and a lot of kids are that way. They sometimes they know from a young age. Nope, This is it.
Well, yeah. I mean, think of autism, how some are so smart, but then you have to help them with other things.
Oh, sure. Absolutely.
I'm on 𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗟, I listened to a kid that knew everything about chemistry,
Wow.
but yeah, but he can't spell
Well, that's interesting.
or write. I know it is.
It's
Autism
interesting how the
amazes.
brain works.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So
How do you?
we'll have a lot of fun tonight.
So when it comes to your guests, do you have like a hit list of people to interview, or do you say I'm going to have an interview when I run into somebody really interesting?
Well, what I've tried to do is the opposites. How one church treated one of their members, and then another church treated their member. One of them got kicked out, and one of them walked through the choir and the baptismal, and they let her go back and sit down and just kept going on with the service. But another church kicked theirs out, said they were possessed. We don't want you in our church.
Yeah.
And that was so much difference that I'm trying to, do like this. But, and then I did one where the lady couldn't even be on screen because she was crying so much after losing her child.
Yes. That was, yeah, I saw that one. Oof, that was rough. That was very rough. So, and it's really, did you hear about the little 8-year-old who saved someone's life? It wasn't a seizure, but what happened was they were in the lunchroom and having lunch. And this little 8-year-old ran up to the vice principal and said, one of the kids is having trouble breathing.
Oh.
And so he jumped up and grabbed the nurse and the medical, whoever, was on staff. And they happened to have an EpiPen. I shouldn't say they happened to. I mean, it's part of their job, I guess, as a nurse to have an EpiPen. But they saved the child's life just in time.
Great.
So the 8-year-old, I'm not saying he had any training, but he had the sense to alert an adult.
That's good.
And I think with epilepsy, with someone having a seizure, I think even if you just let a kid know, if you see something like this happen, run and get an adult instead of like
just staring at them.
Like being afraid to do whatever. Yeah. So this 8-year-old, he saved his little classmate's life.
Wonderful.
I was like, I mean, kids need to be encouraged, well, adults too, because adults will stand and stare. Because nowadays people grab their iPhones, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
But people need to just be reminded to seek help if you see something happening. Just don't record it.
I know. What are you gonna do with it? You're probably gonna erase it after a while.
Put it on social media. I don't know. People have the weirdest things going through their heads nowadays.
Yeah.
But I mentioned that to you because it was a child helping another child. And I do know that you were trying to get this law passed in the schools where each school would have a teacher who's trained. But as long as I think, since that didn't pass, we just might have to settle with just maybe more awareness.
Yeah, and you said to get a hold of the people who give you CPR and see if they could teach you just what they could do real simple for epilepsy. Just turn them on their side, move everything out of the way, and it's over 10 minutes or 2 minutes, excuse me. If they have
I went to a health fair, and the Community Health Coalition had this impromptu CPR classes. And I said, well, I always wanted to learn,
Yeah.
And so I had my little certificate,
All right.
And I'm thinking maybe they should have one for seizures too. I'm going to call the Community Health Coalition. I know it's in Durham. It doesn't help you where you are, but maybe everybody should, if they
Yeah.
know of organizations that are like the Community Health Coalition that goes out to health fairs and teaches people this and that, maybe we should let them know that this is something that we'd like to learn. Because I always wanted to learn how to do CPR. Always wanted to learn.
It changes all the time, though. Now
Yeah.
they think just keeping the heart pumping, pressing more than what you breathe, and will
Mhm.
help keep the blood flow.
I was just taught how to do the compressions.
Yeah.
And I was surprised how hard you're supposed to push.
I know, you're supposed to
Oh
break
my
ribs.
God. I was like, oh my goodness.
Hear something crack. My husband, when he was being a fireman, he said, you listen for something to crack and you'll know you're pushing hard enough. And that,
Wow.
yeah.
Well, I mean, they have you to really, I mean, I'm glad I went through the training because I'm sure I would have been too delicate if I had tried to save someone's life. I know I wouldn't have, I know me. So
I know. Well, yeah, you don't want to
going
hurdle.
through that class where because you're supposed to listen for a click when you're doing the compressions on the dummy, and
Yeah, right.
You're supposed to do it hard enough to make it click. And I was like, how hard am I supposed to be pushing?
I know.
But yeah, I mean, this is serious stuff,
And guess what I've done too?
What?
I have started a podcast.
Excellent.
About
how can we find it?
Me.
Oh, your story.
My story.
Okay.
Yep. Just me.
How do we find it?
Normal Life with Epilepsy.
Normal Life with Epilepsy. So do we go to Apple Podcasts or YouTube?
Well, it's on YouTube.
YouTube, okay.
And Buzzsprout. If you heard of them.
No, that's okay. I'll write it down. Buzzsprout. Excellent. Okay, well, congratulations. I actually heard your first show, and I think yeah, it was on YouTube. Yeah, I found it on YouTube, and I subscribed and clicked thumbs up, and yeah, that was good. And I think it is good to tell your own story. I think it's good because we're all different, and those of us who have whatever, it's always going to be different from the next person who has it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and how you live your life to deal with it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Excellent. So I'm glad to see you making all this progress.
I mean, they're not long. I think the longest one I did was 11 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And I've only done 3 though.
That's great. I mean, you can just listen to it while you're in the car, or because my car radio doesn't work. Well, my car is from 1997, so there's a couple of things that don't work, but including the radio. So I usually go to YouTube on my phone, and I listen on my phone, and I have a little Bluetooth speaker.
Yeah.
That's the best I can do because I'm not about to take it in to be serviced just for the radio.
Right.
I mean, it's from 97,
I mean, yeah, you got your phone,
Yeah, so no big deal.
Mm-hmm.
So Roxanne, thanks for coming on the show. You are more than welcome to come any day you like. Now, tomorrow, let's see, I'll be doing the show tomorrow. And then I'll be in Chicago for a few days.
Okay.
And I'm going to apologize in advance. I might not do Bull City Hangout while I'm in Chicago. It's really hard to do a show from somebody else's house because their schedule's different. You know what I mean? And yeah. And then I don't even know what I'm going to be doing from day to day. I mean, I know I'll be attending my niece's birthday party, of course.
Oh.
But for those other days, I have no idea what I'm going to be doing and at what time we'll be leaving the house or whatever. So so the next time you come on Bull City Hangout, you'll probably have to wait till like next week when I come back. So But I definitely want to check out your show tonight at 7. And folks, you need to subscribe to Seizure the Day on YouTube and watch tonight at 7, because that's going to be real interesting.
It will be.
See this artist. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I did the interview before that was the one who played the piano and wrote music.
Okay.
So he was before him. So
you're going to end up with a really interesting collection of interviews, it looks like.
Yeah, I am. I'm trying to get really some really good ones, because epilepsy is not, I mean, it's different, but not different than what the other problems you can have.
Well, what I like about what you're doing, though, is that when people write about different health issues, they're usually talking about it like it's a problem. And it can be a problem, of course. But for example, of course, I was seeking information about dementia and Alzheimer's, when I moved to take care of my aunt. And most of them dealt with it as a problematic health issue. And it is. But when you're caring for someone with Alzheimer's, you realize there's a funny side too.
You have to.
Like when you walk in the room and my aunt's wearing her panties on her head, and I'm like,
I know you don't want to laugh, but
it is.
That's the way I would deal with or something.
And she would I would help bathe her and then lay out her clothes. So, and she could in the beginning she could dress herself for the most part, except sometimes the panties on the head. But and sometimes she would be just butt naked, and she'd say, "So, what's on the docket for today, kid?" And I'm like, "First, we're getting dressed." Okay, but there's a real funny side. I mean, after a while, with any degenerative disease, eventually it does descend into total sadness. But in the early stages and sometimes the middle stages, it can be hilarious.
Well, I dealt with my grandpa, when he didn't really get bad until he was 85 to 88. Okay. And I had my oldest daughter when she was 2. And he was still able to go up and down the hallway and things like that. And he would chase after her, calling her me.
Oh.
So that's how I was able to deal with his Alzheimer's.
Yeah. And actually these funny memories help you later. Help you to cope later, because, and I try to tell caregivers, don't let the funny things just kind of go by the wayside. Treasure them and remember them. You know what I mean? Because that's good stuff.
Yeah.
That is good. I've got quite a few funny stories, dementia stories, not just me, but other people I know who care for loved ones with dementia, because it can be really funny up to a point. Then I said, it gets sad after a while. But yeah, with any health issue, I would think, well, maybe there's not anything funny about every single health issue. I don't want to be ridiculous, but it's good to be able to find the humor if you're able to. Right. Because one thing that my family used to do, I don't know why, but we're geared to comedy for some reason. Like some families like baseball, some families like music. My family liked music, but also comedy. We would sit around listening to comedy records. And I guess my parents already had it, but we were being taught and we were learning from them how to find humor in all situations. And that really allows you to give people a break too. Because sometimes when people do something wrong, then your reaction is to get mad at them, And I remember driving down the street with my niece when she was little, and somebody they like they rushed ahead of us in the car, like
cut you off or
yeah, cut us off and like they were in a big hurry. And I instead of I've heard people cuss even from their kids or they get mad. I'm like, somebody must really have to go to the bathroom real bad. And then my niece was like, ah. So you learn how to give people a break,
Yeah.
Or I say, I hope somebody's giving birth in the back seat or something, But yeah, I mean, humor can
Yeah.
deal with you don't have to take everything personal. In other words, so
That's right.
yeah, so give people a little grace. So
Yeah.
anyway,
well, just like when I was in the hospital, we're cutting over, aren't we?
No, it's
Real
fine.
quick.
No, I'm good. Go ahead.
I was in the hospital and they did a video EEG where they put the wires on my head and they work me off my medicine to see exactly how bad they are and where they're coming from.
Okay.
From the EEG reading.
Okay.
Well, when I was having one, they would come up and hold up signs that I would have to read.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah. And little sentences, and they would be different every time. Well,
so you couldn't memorize them.
Right. And I pushed the button where I have my aura before I have one. And they said, Mama said, you mumbled that one. And I said, what? Afterwards, and then reading it, it was about robbing a bank.
Oh, okay.
But what the reading was. And she said, I said, Mama, you're lying. Looked at her and said, you're lying. You're telling a lie. And the nurse laughed at the foot of my bed. She laughed. And she said, no, you read that one pretty good. And I said, oh, well, maybe we should go rob a bank because I wouldn't remember doing it.
There you go.
And then I said, oh, man, I said, they got this on video now.
It's on video.
I can't do it. So, I laugh about it.
Let's see Patient Rob's bank. Hilarious. That's good stuff.
We just, had a good laughter.
That's what laughter is so healing. I even heard about someone who had cancer and they were supposed to only, I guess, be on earth for a certain amount of time, according to the doctor. And so what this guy did, he watched a bunch of funny movies and videos. That's all he did for like weeks or months. He just laughed all day.
Okay.
Funny movies, comedies, whatever. And he was just laughing. Next time I went to the doctor, I know this sounds crazy, but I mean, this is supposed to be a true story. But supposedly the cancer was in remission because because they do say laughter is healing, but apparently for him at least, he was so joyous all the time that that's it releases like chemicals and things.
Well, I laughed with the lady that called me about my insurance plan this morning. And I have to read off the medication I take. And I said, okay, be ready. And I read it off, and they got it all written down. And then she said, I have to ask you personal questions. Do you have high blood pressure, heart disease, and stuff like that? And then she gets down to one question. She says, do you do drugs? And I just laughed. I laughed and I said, well, I think I just listed all of them for you.
What kind of question was that?
So, that was...
that's hilarious.
I made her laugh, yeah.
You probably lightened her day because she probably talks to a lot of people who are in pain.
Yeah, she probably does.
Yeah, so it's nice to get in a nice little laugh every now and then. So you probably did her a good service right there.
Do you do drugs? Well, yeah.
Didn't we just talk about all that?
How much did I name off to you?
And you probably had to spell them too.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, me. Well, thank you. I hope
Good
some people
stuff.
can watch today or
Absolutely.
tonight.
7 o'clock. 7
They'll be
o'clock. I'll be there.
amazed. They'll be
Okay.
amazed.
Well, thank you, Roxanne.
Well,
And
thank
you
you.
added so much to the show. I'm glad you came on because, like I said, I saw your announcement and misinterpreted, thinking that it had already happened.
Maybe I'd put the 20 on yours and not the 21st.
No, I'm sure it's my fault. I'm sure I made the mistake.
I had to delete one and redo it
Oh, really? What happened?
on
That happened.
Facebook. So
Yeah,
yeah.
that happens. I've done that too, where I put the wrong day, wrong time, wrong date.
Yeah, you go
Yeah,
back and look at it. 3 o'clock. Where in the world did it get
exactly.
3 o'clock?
I've definitely done that.
Yeah,
Me too.
it said that on one of mine. So that's one deleted and then one
As
changed.
long as you can, to me, thing is, as long as you catch it.
Yeah.
If you don't catch it, it's a problem.
Well, thank you. I appreciate all you do.
Well, thank you so much. And I appreciate what you do.
Well, thank you.
Well, you have a great day, Roxanne. I'll see you next time.
All righty. You too.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye. That was so fun. I love it when people drop by. You can drop by as well, too. I do Bull City Hangout, noon on weekdays, 10 a.m. on Saturdays. And like I already explained to Roxanne, I might be a little off and on later this week, early next week, because of my trip to Chicago, which, of course, is my homeland, which means I might not be available to do my show. So I apologize in advance. And with that, have a beautiful day. Check with your elders, and I'll see you tomorrow at noon for Bull City Hangout. Ciao for now.